Mara, you're a mess, okay? No, I know that's not nice to say, but oh, hi, guys! Welcome back, everyone! All right, we've got another spooker. That's right, Jason and Freddy are still on my chest. We've got episode 3, chapter 3 here of the Needle of Hemlock Hollow. If you haven't been following along, please, I've got the links to chapter 1 and chapter two's video in the show notes here. And if you want to read along with me, go on over to medium.com, follow at Victor Yocco, and go over to the Daily Cuppa Grande publication, where all things related to the witching hour, writing spooky stories for the month of October, are being posted or linked to. So, with that, let's get into it. Chapter 3, Growing Paranoia. Oh, look at this. I hope that looks paranoid. Things are not okay in Hemlock Hollow. Days passed, but the needle never left her. It followed Mara in ways that made her stomach knot with unease. She tried to leave it behind. On the counter, in a drawer, even tucked away in a small box at the back of her closet. But no matter where she hid it, the needle always returned. She would find it on her desk in the office, nestled between her papers, like it had always been there, or in her coat pocket, where she swore she hadn't left it. Once, she found it in her bed, lying on the pillow next to her head, as though it had been watching her sleep. That's some creepiness in my mind. Open your eyes and see the needle. The worst part wasn't even the needle itself. It was the pricks. She couldn't predict when they'd happen, but they always did. She'd be reaching for a coffee mug, and there, a quick, sharp sting as the needle seemed to slice through her skin. She'd glance at her hand, but there would be nothing. No mark, no blood. Only the lingering burn of something far deeper than a surface wound. And then came the whispers. At first she thought they were part of the dreams, remnants of her nightmares carrying over into her waking life. But soon they became impossible to ignore. She'd be sitting in a meeting, and she could swear she heard them, faint, indistinct murmurs from the edges of her perception. The needle's hum. Her heart would race as she looked around the room, trying to see if anyone else noticed, but no one ever did. They just carried on, oblivious, while Mara sat frozen, convinced that the whispers were growing louder. At her mother's apartment, she began to hear the whispers from the walls, soft voices in the dark beckoning her to listen. Late at night, when the house was still, the sound would echo through the empty rooms, a voice just on the edge of hearing, always saying the same thing. You know the truth. But the truth of what? That she was losing her mind? Mara began avoiding people. It was small at first, missing a lunch here, canceling a call there. As the days went on, it became more difficult to pretend that everything was fine. Her friends started to ask questions, their concern obvious in their faces. Are you okay, Mara? You seem off. She'd brushed them off with weak excuses. Deep down, she could feel the needle driving a wedge between her and everyone she trusted. The whispers in her head told her not to trust them, that they didn't believe her, that they thought she was imagining it all. But she wasn't imagining it. The needle was real. She could feel it watching her, waiting for her to slip up, to give in to the paranoia. It was only when she began seeing the needle in places it shouldn't be, floating in her peripheral vision, lurking just behind the faces of those she spoke to, that she realized how far she'd fallen. Her mind was fraying. She couldn't sleep without waking to the needle pricking her skin. She couldn't speak to anyone without doubting their motives. Even her reflection betrayed her, her own face staring back at her looking wrong, tired, hunted. And then there was the old woman. All right, folks, please leave some love in the comments. Subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. Head on over to medium.com and follow at Victor Yocco to get updates on all my articles posting over there. I don't just write this suspenseful thriller stuff. In fact, I write very little of it, but I'm enjoying it. I write a lot about life lessons, parenting, single parenting, alcohol abuse, sobriety, and of course, the application of psychology to UX research and design. All right, everybody, have a wonderful evening, and please check back soon, probably tomorrow, for chapter 4. And if you want to refresh yourselves, go back and rewatch chapters 1 and 2 and then watch this one again. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye. And I will see you soon because I will be back no matter what you do.